What's up, Strategic Brothers? This is OuweSok with another episode of Broken Pieces, and today I'll be looking at miners. It will be a rather short episode because there isn't really much to say about miners, so let's just start as usual by having a look at 50,000 setups. 50,000 setups teaches that the frontline pieces are really unpopular places for miners to be. This is where the initial struggles will take place. Miners are much too useful, much too valuable, and much too vulnerable to put here. So this is really these are really unpopular places for miners to be placed. The most popular places for miners are in the bottom row, far away from danger, and especially the corners are really popular for the miners to be. While the rest of the bottom row spots are really equally divided. So if you want to catch a miner, then very easy, go for the corner spot. The third row is also quite popular place to place miners. About 1.5 miner you will find on average in the third row. And they are really nicely, evenly divided over the entire board. Behind the lake is a little bit less popular in the first and second row, but still you'll find some miners here, and more likely in the second row than in the first. So yeah, that's really it. It's a really clear statistics about where to find miners. And the most important place for you to be aware that really the corner spot is the most popular place for miners to be. About miner play, they're really vulnerable pieces, so keep them away. I think in almost all of my setups I have all my 5 miners in the bottom 2 rows. And I like to have all miners available in endgame, and I just use them very few. I think if you put a miner in one of your first 2 rows, I think you should try and represent a really big piece with it. So for example, if you have a major here, then you can put a fake protecting miner here, and any piece that comes in here you will run away and represent something that you don't want to show. And if you're able to convince your opponent that it is a relevant piece, then maybe he scouts it. And I think if you manage to catch a scout with your first miner, I think that's a pretty good deal for your first miner. After that you can use it as cannon fodder, as buffer material, as a scout. You will get a 1-for-1 and some information. So I think that's for the first miner, that's a pretty good deal. But for the rest of the miners, I would just really try and use them for what they are good for, and that is trying to defuse bombs, and try to attack unknown pieces that haven't moved yet, that you think are bombs, and probe them. Keep your miners hidden and try use your other material before you come out with miners. I think if you find a bomb of your opponent somewhere in the first or second row, so somewhere here, then I think it's usually good to not bother with it anymore and pretend that like it's another piece of lake, and just run around it and ignore it for the rest of the game. Usually there's no need for you to come at a useless bomb and defuse it with a miner, because then the bomb has not only eaten a piece of yours, but it has also you've also allowed it to scout a miner. So generally you don't want to do that, and only really attack a bomb if it's an important defensive piece, or maybe you have attacked it twice and it's defended once, and then you can always recapture if the miners are being captured. But I think in general, if you have found an early bomb and it's not on a strategic place, just ignore it for the rest of the game. One specific position I would like to have a look at. Suppose this is the base of your opponent, and you're coming in with a miner, and your opponent has no clue that it's a miner, or it's maybe a bigger piece, and he's unlikely going to challenge it with any of his unmoved pieces. So then where are you going to attack? And I'm not providing you any information about General Marshal, so just look at the position and pause the video for a second and think where you would attack with your miner, assuming that that it's not challenged by anything. So I think the correct answer, the correct piece to attack is this one, because if either this or this is the bomb triangle, then you have now opened it up. And if you take one of these, or take one of this one or this one, you have less probability that you actually opened up the flag. So go for this one. An interesting position arises if your miner moves in here and it actually is captured by this or this piece. If it's captured by this piece, then by a principle that is restricted choice, it's like a bridge term. You can look it up on the internet, what it means. But if this piece attacks the miner, then this piece is suddenly much more likely to be a bomb than, for example, this piece. And if this piece is attacking the miner, then probably this is a bomb. And if you don't understand why that is, then just let's have a look at simple. Let's see this. So. Suppose it's equally likely that the left piece is a bomb and the right piece is movable, and the left piece is immovable, the right piece is a bomb, or both are movable, and have two situations of each in this little diagram. So the left piece is a bomb, right piece movable twice, left piece movable, right piece is bomb twice, and 2 times also both pieces are movable. If you place your miner in between, then if it's this or this, it will always be the right piece that attacks. If it's this or this, it will always be the left piece that attacks. And if it's this or this, then it will sometimes be the left piece and sometimes be the right piece that attacks. So now you've learned, for example, that the right piece has attacked. So it is either this, this, or this, and these are not no longer relevant. Now you will see that it is really twice as likely that the left piece is a bomb than it is movable. So that's the principle of restricted choice, and applied here in the game, and it's a principle that you will see in a lot of other games, like for example the Quizmaster with 3 doors in which one has a prize, and the participant opens one, and then the Quizmaster opens one of the other 2 doors and shows it's empty. Then the correct play is to change doors, and you will have a better chance to win a prize. So that's a principle of restricted choice applied to Stratego, and I think you should be aware of it, because sometimes it applies. I think that's it for today about miners, and see you in the forums. Bye bye.